We
So,
are live.
Do we have a long rest?
we'll get to it. So,
Oh no.
a long rest, it will be attempted.
It will be attempted.
All right. Previously, in our adventures in the stained glass lands, 6 of you were united by fates of thread to show up in the twin-bladed cities on the night that the stars would descend. We found out that the meaning of the tradition was interpreted this year quite literally as a meteor fell down and dragged all 6 of you to the astral plane like a droplet of water rippling across a surface into something unrecognizable. Gathering yourselves, you obtained a small little stone known as one of Irika's tears, a being of significant importance to Vulpanal culture, and something you know to be the crux, the center of all sorts of strange happenings in the stained glass lens. In your quest to find out what they are, why you 6 are here, why you've been united, what do you do when half the world is hunting you down? Well, the 6 of you decided to gather up as a group and seek answers from a prophet known as Lady Eleanor all the way up on the northernmost peak of Estelheim. Departing from the twin-bladed cities, you encountered numerous sorts of creatures. You encountered what is known as a giant, as well as several figures in the woods as you crept your way northward. And you stopped at the first of many cities along your way, the city of the Curious Mangrove in the country known as New Kylax, a somber location in a forested woods where you were invited to a celebration in the Reclusive Lord's Manor. Uh, you attended, and the hints of a few different threads converged as the Song of Lord Sinai Curis inspired a sort of conflict in the center of a noble opera house that you fought and were able to quite literally claw your way out of. You fled into the night under the brief pattering rain and set up camp as far away from New Kylax as you could, with many scars, both physical and potentially mental, from the ordeal. With the first major challenge of your group underway, is there anything that you would like to add to this recap? Possibly in the sending channel, give an overview of what occurred, what transpired, what information was gathered. The only thing that I have to add, that I will add, is Reed attempted to forge a connection with the tier that fell last 2 nights ago, and encountered a voice, sort of a lingering presence of a being known as the Vilderaven, who mentioned part of its story to read about how it was known as the Bloodbird or the Pale Moon. Many, many titles, but you know it to be a rather vicious, malevolent entity. It stopped conversing at one point or another, but Reed, you have attuned to it, but seem to have passed on. So, my question to you is that the sending channel was meant to be what was sort of not covered in the previous session, but you're welcome to have your conversations in it. All I'd like is for a bit more intention as to what you would like to get out of the roleplay. Think about whether or not you can leave it to session, whether or not it's best to leave it to session. or if you would like to just handle it in the sending channel in the future. But I enjoyed what I saw so far. Lots of information, fun character secrets were revealed. So the night begins. It's a warm summer evening. The rain has faded. It's kind of damp, but the fire is crackling, started. It seems to be a quiet night. What conversations would you like to have with one another at this point?
Are we just covering over what was already said in sending? Because from what we've done in there, it's I guess time is advanced to morning based on those conversations.
Awesome. So unless there were additional conversations you would like to have amongst each other during the night, we will advance to the morning.
I think that's fair.
Sounds good.
All right. So, the night progresses, watches are had, conversations occur, the stone is passed through many hands. Reed has a conversation with the Vilderaven. There is a conversation with a few others.
Oh, what glorious strife.
I would like everyone to roll me a 1d20.
13, 7, 7.
I think it is
8,
worth
9.
noting, for the recording's sake, that the shard is currently in Chain's gizzard.
Yes, Chain did swallow it. It is
Oh no.
currently in Chain's gizzard.
Our,
That did happen.
Safest place.
Just bird brain things.
our
Uh-huh.
assigned
Safest place to-
agent from the cyclic orders just sweating so hard right now.
They can't
Can't
pickpocket
pickpocket
it.
that. Can't pickpocket that.
It would take some effort, but you never know.
A dagger is always useful.
They cast Mage Hand inside the gizzard.
All right. Let me see. Fenton, I would like you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Can do. Good start.
Amazing.
Does Fenton dream this night? Does he have any nightmares? If not, then not, but what does he think about as the night progresses and he slips away to unconsciousness?
In trying to sleep, I mean, Fenton's mind just obviously keeps going back to the events of the day before anything, coming back to thoughts on Kala, if he should have done more. I think that's the biggest thing in his mind, but once he gets to sleep, it takes a while. I don't think he dreams. I think he's out cold.
All right. The night passes amongst all of you with more or less sleep, depending on how your character is feeling from the night's events, but morning does rise without issue. You are welcome to take a long rest.
Phew.
Oh, glorious HP.
Correct. So you can prepare your spells and ensure that they are up to par for the day.
Who uses spells?
Not the lizards, surely.
Oh, that does remind me though. I have spells. I just don't prepare them. Anyway.
All right. Morning rises uneventfully. The faint fog from a warm summer's drizzle of the rising morning permeates this sort of wooded area along the trail leading northward. I'll pull up the map. You know yourselves to be about a full day's travel to the city of Illisker, the next in the chain leading up to Estelheim, upon which you'll have to make the decision of whether you are going north to Sarvia to take the left side of the Ashen Peaks up to Estelheim, or if you're going to the east to the farthest reaches of the Tlani Basin, heading north until you hit Estelheim. The former is likely safer, but might take a little bit longer. But the latter is certainly swifter, but it is in the Tlani Basin.
Enough said.
But that will be a decision for later. As you wake in the morning, is there anything you'd like to discuss amongst each other? Anything you'd like to do? Or are you?
Yes, actually.
All right, go for it.
Oh, really? Really?
Who would have
Yeah.
seen this coming?
Reed will be sitting in his tree he slept in, watching.
How easy is it for Reed to stay in the tree? Anyway, oh, that was just music. Okay.
Correct.
That throws me every time.
I paused because I'm like, did somebody leave? I don't want to start if somebody left. Anyway, yeah. So in the morning, when Foch sort of wakes, since he didn't actually really unpack anything, he just used his bedroll as a pillow, as he was rather tired. Took first watch and everything. He's gonna, after getting his stuff situated and reigniting the fire for everyone to prepare what they need to in the morning, he's gonna look around for Fenton.
Fenton
if-
is just rolling up his bedroll. He's awake.
And Foshker is gonna walk up behind Fenton. Fenton.
Good morning, Foshka.
I require your assistance with something.
Sure, yes. Is everything well?
I am hoping it will be. But for this, I ask that you follow. Away from the others. I do not wish to be interrupted.
Fenton will rise, having finished rolled his bedroll, but will leave most of his stuff behind. Very well. Should I bring anything, or will we be right back?
We'll return.
Lead the way, then, I suppose.
And he's gonna walk out of camp, walking back through the forest, through to the in the same direction he had left that night as the camp everyone was settling. And as he's walking, he just kind of seems a little bit distracted. He keeps looking around, a thrumming in his throat as he's kind of like saying something or trying not to say something. Just and after walking, I'd say probably about maybe a good 5-10 minutes,
Wow, okay.
there's a clearing. And in the clearing is a dirt circle with blackened ground in the middle.
Yes.
Ah. Is this what I assume it is?
It is what I invited you to last night. Sadly, we did not have a chance to clear the air.
So we didn't. Fenton is he's not backing away, he's not leaving, but he's it's not hard to tell that he's not excited. Nervous.
The ground within the circle has been graced by the fire of the land. It is sacred ground. It is seen by the spirits of the land and by the ancestors of my people. As such, there are rules within the circle.
I would very much like to hear them.
Rule 1. You enter the circle with no weapons, save those that were granted to you by the land. Rule 2. There is honor within the circle, whether you win or whether you lose. To do otherwise would be cowardly and prove that you do not deserve honor. And rule 3. Blood may be spilled within the circle, but never a life. Finally, no one can force you into the circle. To step within the circle is to prove that you have courage and strength of character to do so, whether you believe you shall win or whether you believe you shall lose. It is a place to prove honor and strength and courage to the ancestors and to the land. It is a place within my tribe, within my family, with those who have reason for hatred or strife between us, to deal with it before it gets to something that would lead to death.
Foshkra, I would be honored to participate in this piece of your culture. I believe I understand the rules. But may I request, at the very least, you leave me well enough, perhaps to share a story with you when we are finished?
Again, blood may be spilled, but never a life.
I am fond of that one.
And Foshker is going to pass into the circle and step onto the other side, turning to face Fenton and wait.
Benson will look for a time, kind of maybe a defeated exhale, as again stepping forward one step and carrying on with the momentum created by that one movement. He will step into the circle.
Pain.
Seeing this, Foshker nods.
Rak asha frak aka ath trpa. It means that fire burneth a path to follow.
Your mic cut out just a bit on that one.
You started speaking Terran.
The translation.
It did sound like fire, I will say.
And then he's going to punch himself on the chest as a salute.
Fenton squares up with the worst posture you've ever seen in a fighter.
Bird legs.
Foshkra does not take a fighting stance. He simply stands tall, staring at Fenton.
All right.
Tell me, Fenton, before we begin. The other day, you angered me. And the first thought, the first thing that I require to be cleared. I wish to believe your words were of ignorance and not out of spite. I wish to believe this because your teacher is Kuel, one of the few of the child races who knows my name. I had hoped as a student you would be counted among them at some point.
Never spite, Voshka. Ignorance, perhaps, but I seek to learn. That is all.
Do you understand the wrong words? The words of anger you spoke.
I believe I do.
Repeat them in the circle.
I spoke of justification. I spoke of reasoning and perhaps implied that what the gods did to your people was justified. This is not my intention, but it is what I said, and it is a version of what I believe, perhaps, and I would like to learn otherwise.
I spent many days and nights with Kuel and the Sons. We talked about a great many things. He too talked to me about the blight of the gods versus my people. But never did he even think or hint that there was anything other than cruelty about what had happened. If he did think it, he did not say it. That, I believe, is the difference, Benton. He
I understand.
understood. He understood. You do not approach the mother whose child has been murdered. An attempt to say that the murderer may have had a reason. So, ignorance. This is good. I wish to give you this opportunity to clear the air. Because last night, you showed courage by stepping into the circle against one that you feared to face. You showed courage.
Well, I thank you for the opportunity.
The second thing. You took the stone.
I did.
I had trusted Leora with the stone. And you did not. But you did not come to me. You did not ask me my opinion after I decided. I made a choice that I felt was right. Because just like you, that night she showed courage. She showed that she had a side that I could trust in. She kept us alive. She found us an exit. She led us away from the trap that was sprung upon us. And it was your decision to walk into.
You have seen it, Voshka. There are layers upon layers of trust and distrust among us few individuals. Please decide to trust my decision here. Suffice it to say, a concern of a private nature was placed upon Leora, and I thought it would ease Chain's mind to know the shard was not with her last night. I did make consideration for you. I knew you wouldn't want it with me, so I passed it back to Reed. And I hope that is sufficient enough for now.
Kind of rolls his shoulders back.
And you did not have any reason to trust Reed or myself when we carried the stone. But you did not come to us and try to take it. Like you said, there are layers of trust, mistrust, lies, and secrets. All of us have secrets, Fenton. But you did not try to ward the stone from myself or from Reed.
I
What?
had no reason to.
Take it from her.
Foshka, that is not a matter you should hear from me. It's a matter I hope to clarify this morning, but let it be between you and Leora, if she wishes to say it. For I do not wish to break another layer of trust today.
But my first thought was that you took it from her because you did not fear her as you fear Reed and myself. That you saw her as weak and easy to take from. But you are within the circle. So I shall choose to believe what you say. Very well. Now, for what I need your assistance for. Something happened last night that I cannot shake, and I do not like it.
What is that? I can think of many things.
I need you to hit me, Fenton. Strike me as hard as you can.
After just a second, Fenton takes a couple cautious steps forward. Still very much on the defense, but he will do so.
And Foshkra makes no move to dodge. He just stands there, breathing heavily, just staring at you, fists clenched.
What? Oh.
He's
Oh,
waiting
God.
for the he's waiting for the strike.
It's a crit.
It's a crit.
Oh no.
It just says 1. It's not. Let me roll. We're going to take the first
Well-
roll, but I just want to test this. Okay, it is a crit.
Yes.
For 1 damage, it is a crit.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So you kicked at him.
And no, he punched you.
Okay.
Talon. He has Talon's his hands as well.
Interesting rolls there.
So despite it being a very small amount of actual pain,
It's
a
well placed.
scratch.
It is well placed.
Almost immediately, the signs that you've seen now from Foshkra erupt as the flames of his rage ignite after your blow.
Well, I don't think you'll need that, but
KFC.
Oh no.
Now, let's see the other rolls that I have decided to make for myself. Where is it? There it is.
See, even when you make headway into Foshka trusting and liking you, you're still 2 steps back.
Fel, as DM, does a 10 on a wisdom save beat the rage in the rage instinct to fight.
The claws strike against your chest, and despite the nature of your scales, there is sort of jolts of pain that punch through as somehow, perhaps by luck, perhaps by force, some of the tips of the claws crack through and puncture at the skin. You draw blood, and you can see Fenton, Foshko's blood is much more scalding than you thought it would. It has kind of the faint scalding sensation of running your hand under hot water, but Foshka with a 10. I would say at this moment in time that would not be enough to succeed. Let me see. What is your wisdom modifier?
1.
1, so I would put the DC as if you were casting a spell against yourself, which would be 8 plus your plus 2 plus 1, so that would be a failure, just barely. So you cannot control the rage inside of you at the moment.
Okay. Unfortunately, Fenton. You, at that moment of being struck and his rage igniting, Foshkra spins around, his tail ignited. Oh, but he only rolls an 11.
That'll miss.
Oh.
He lives another round.
Just barely.
What does Fenton, your reaction?
Yeah, I think Fenton approached you very much on the defense. So you striking back at him, he takes quick steps back, kind of propels himself back with his own wings. Is that your turn, Foshkra?
Yeah, he doesn't.
Okay.
I'm not closing in. That is the turn.
Okay. Fenton will approach back. He'll fight again.
Okay.
He starts humming to himself too. There's kind of just the music always about him, but he's humming while fighting as well. He seems to focus in a bit as he does. 14 to hit.
That does not connect.
Okay.
So you go to strike again. The tail kind of like flips up and smacks your claw away. I'm gonna make that wisdom save again.
Go for it.
Sorry, Fenton, you're getting tail slapped again.
It's okay.
You should inspire him.
Oh,
Really?
Oh,
There it
Jesus!
is.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I was joking whenever I said he lives another round. I need him to keep living.
Just
Oh
one round.
god.
Oh, okay.
It's a 19.
I'm
Oh.
assuming that's non-lethally?
Yes, it's in the circle.
Well, Fenton
Sorry,
goes
are
down
you just
either way.
one-shotting the bird?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Poor Squid.
Holy shit!
My God.
The dice just were not in favor of this
That's
this
good.
encounter.
That's the story.
All right.
So,
Oh my God.
next character?
So, Foshkra's after knocking your second attack out of the way with his tail, he kind of just like crouches and smacks his hands against the ground, propelling himself into a very short front flip. The tail comes down and cracks over the top of Fenton's head.
Poor birdie.
Does non-lethal drop to 1 or drop to unconscious but not fatally?
Drops to unconscious, but not fatally, but for the sake of it, I'm happy to, since it's just 10 minutes or so until you regain consciousness, probably just a brief lapse of seeing stars, and then you're fine.
fine. Yeah. Yeah, you hit Fenton hard. You were raging. You're fighting. You're up against an enemy in this moment. But as soon as your tail hits Fenton, you can feel how frail this bird is. He's
Hollow
bony.
bones.
He's down. Yeah, he falls right to the ground.
All right. How long does it take for Fenton to get up again?
A couple of minutes.
All right.
Not too long.
Are you waiting?
Yes. I would say that once the Fenton is down, the rage ends, and for the entirety of the time until Fenton regains consciousness, Foshker is just kind of like sitting on the outside edge of the circle. Just knees up to his chest, arms wrapped around him, and he's just watching Fenton, waiting for him to wake up.
Roll me a perception check.
I am king of the rolls today.
But no, Fenton, you blink just before the impact strikes you, and you wake up with a little bit of a headache, kind of groggy, still feeling the sting of that blow, but you can see Foshkra kind of seated, ensuring that you'll actually wake up, but you do, thankfully.
Yeah, Fenton's eyes slowly open, and he kind of rolls over, just lays flat on his back, but he's conscious again.
Fenton,
Voshkra.
I was afraid. I had broken the rules of the circle. I am glad that you are still alive.
You walk a fine line, my friend.
It's kind of like picking at the claws on his knee, or the scales on his knee, through his kind of rough leather hide pants.
It is the same as last night.
What do you mean?
Have you ever faced in a fight one of the Gnoll who harnesses rage and fire?
You are the first I've had the pleasure of speaking to, Voshkra.
Last night. There is a time I do not remember. I think and I think and I cannot see. I remember us going to that celebration. I remember your song. I remember stomping the ground to start your song. And then I remember the skinny man coming on stage, announcing the next singer. And then I can remember nothing. Nothing except for I am already engulfed in the flames of the rage of my people, standing face to face with the illest Nubian in a cloud of fog.
Ah,
I was fighting, and I do not remember.
are you afraid this was of yourself?
I lost myself to the rage, just as I did now. I could not control it.
This is not true, Foshkra. No, Lord Senai, his choir, their music had an arcana more powerful than my own. The same happened to Lorenz, it happened to Jane. There was I don't know how it worked, but it was a spell, some compulsion. I fell under the same myself. Did you see?
You remember being under the effect? Do you?
For a moment, like a dream perhaps, but no, one moment I was too close to Lord Senai, and the next I was looking for a Basi.
Like tilts his head, hands kind of squeezing each other around him, around his legs as he's just sitting there staring.
Then I was controlled.
From my perspective, there was nothing but compulsion. I confirm this.
And what is the difference between one making me do whatever happened in those moments that I cannot remember, and when I could not control my own rage? When you struck me now,
Do you remember cracking your tail over my skull?
I remember reacting.
Then for now, that is the difference.
I have never lost control, Fenton. Never lost control. Tell me, does your books, your histories, they say what happens to Ignon who cannot control the flame?
Not to my knowledge. No. If it is not in your histories, or perhaps Terran histories are well preserved, but I have heard of no such thing.
This Foshkrit stands up, kneels over the circle, and scoops up a handful of the blackened earth. And he holds it out in front of Fenton.
What do you see, Fenton?
Ashes and dirt.
Uh-oh, mic troubles? No, not this moment.
No. It seems your mic is cutting out.
No. Oh.
We want to try to rejoin. Can you hear us?
Are you still with us?
He's become ash.
His anger got the
happened.
best of him.
Oh no.
No.
He got the Kenku treatment. He exploded.
He's self-cremated.
Okay, my back.
You're
Yes!
back.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay. Shh.
Okay,
Continue.
what did you guys last hear?
You asked what I saw in your hands, and I said dirt and ash.
Okay.
Dirt and ash. Did you know that long before the deities came, that Ignon, Terran, Oran, Aquan, we walked through the entirety of the lands.
Yes. Yes, by all accounts, you were the only ones who could. The Vopanos were here, but the land was as chaos.
And then the deities came. And then war came to these lands. And many Ignon stood their last to defend it. Many sacrificed themselves. They let the flame take over. Or they lost control in the middle of a fight. If you lose control of the flames, Fenton, there is no coming back. You wind up as dirt and ash. And I have too much to do to become ash.
Hmm. Well, this is good to be aware of. If we can think of a way to help you, your rage is a tool, as I have seen, Foshkra. It is powerful. But perhaps if there's a way to pull you back if you go too far.
I do not know of any way, because it is each Ignon that controls their own flame. And again, I have never lost control. Never. I hope you are right. That it was this Sinai from last night that planted the seed of doubt. And I must deal with it.
I am confident. Foshkra, you can speak to the others as well. See what their experience was, but I believe it was just that.
You still remain in the circle. And you still live. Spirits of the land have not judged you a liar.
Drops the handful of dirt and ash back into the circle and wipes his hands. Reaches down to offer Fenton a hand up.
I will take it, yeah.
Then let the air be cleared. Ignorance forgotten. Forgiven for now.
Thank you, Foshkra, for another chance, for your patience with me.
You have much to thank well for. Before him, I would have simply smashed your head.
I believe you could.
He shakes his head and just says under his breath,
Tukka Ignan. Thank you for your help. I am sorry for giving you another 2 minutes of sleep.
Gods know I needed them.
Well, if you have any questions things you have been dying to ask. I suggest you do it now, for I am likely to speak rather openly when we return to the others.
Questions, Foskra? I do not believe I have them. I wish to learn more of your culture, more of your people, and I hope as we travel you are open to hearing more about mine. Maybe some of the interpretations of the so-called child races regarding your own culture, and well, there's much to learn. But for now, perhaps we should get back to camp and get on the road.
Yes, to this Estelheim. And from there, once we are done with our business. Unless something more pressing comes around. We take my suggestion to the northern shore.
I would be interested to see it.
As would I, Fenton, for even I do not know what is there.
Well, depending on where along the northern shore you wish to go, we will be quite close in Estelheim.
That is good. Very well, let us walk, and perhaps someday, throughout whatever this journey becomes, you will have more knowledge about Foskra than even Kuel.
I very much hope so.
Shall I lead the way?
Yes, please do.
And you do not need me to carry you after you're full.
Well, that remains to be seen, but I think I can walk.
Good. Strength, Fenton.
And he starts walking back towards camp.
I think Fenton is pretty dizzy. Stumbles a couple times on the way back, but he'll start humming to himself along the way and cast himself one of these.
Healing some of the wounds on your body, the two of you make your way back to camp. What have the other four of you been doing in the meanwhile, or would like to do when the rest of you get back?
Chain would go to Lorenz.
Oh. Okay, Lorenz is getting all his stuff together. He has been on watch, but he's not fully put together just yet, so he's organizing his shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Chain looks at his own bedroll, knows that he's not gonna be able to roll it up without Foskra, and just leaves it there for the moment. And walks up behind Lorenz and just kind of goes, "Lorenz, mind if I have a word?"
And Lorenz turns around. He eyes the smaller bird. What is it? What do you need me for?
I just wanted to check in after last night's events, especially with you being one of the ones that fell under that wretched spell.
I'm fine. It's not really much more to talk about it.
Jane just kind of sits and stares, or just stands and stares there for a moment. Well, okay then.
I mean, I appreciate you asking, but I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. That's all that chain has. So he'll go back to his stuff.
Yes, and Lorenz will go back
All
to
right.
packing his stuff.
Two completely normal, socially adjusted beings trying to care for each other.
Foshka and rather beaten up looking Fenton re-emerged to camp.
One of the trees giggles.
They're in the trees.
And they're speaking Vietnamese.
They're speaking Gnolese.
Oh. I'll say as soon as Foshker enters the camp, he looks around and sees that Shane's bedroll is still not made, so he goes over and starts rolling it up.
Yeah.
Returning to camp, I would like to head straight to Leora. Well, I guess I'll go to pick up some of my own things first and head to her if nothing else is going on.
Go for it.
Shane's gonna like try to subtly sneak closer.
I don't chase him away. What is Leora up to?
Leora is just quietly gathering all her things, just kind of keeping to herself, maintaining a little bit of a distance.
Fenton approaches, and he'll sit cross-legged on the ground before you and kind of gesture for you to sit as well.
She would be a little wary, honestly, but she would nod and go sit across from you.
And I will unhook the dagger from my belt, sheath and all, and hold it out in front of me. Again, it's kind of the sheath itself is ornamented with some gold designs, and then the hilt and pommel is more ornamented with that gemstone embedded in the pommel itself. Good morning, Leora. I hope you slept well.
I slept all right, but what can I do for you today?
Well, as promised, this is a dagger of inclination. It is it's a symbol of a keeper of Mazarine. We all have one, apprentice to Master Lorsinger, to be identified and to identify one another. But beyond the symbol of status, it is enchanted. It's designed to peer into the soul. And, well, the intended purpose of the enchantment is for a keeper to ensure that they themselves have not strayed too far from their own ideals. But the enchantment works on others as well, conveniently. As I believe you saw, I failed to use it on you last night. But it's more effective when the subject is willing. And I admit I should have explained all of this to you then, but I was attempting to appease Chain without the need to come question you at all.
I understand. Last night was a little bit stressful for us all.
Yes, that is to say the least. In any case, Leora, might you peer into your own reflection in the blade? I promise it will not cost you anything. It is simply a mirror, but of a different kind. And I will unsheath the blade and kind of hold the dagger as I did last night, with the blade resting against the flat of the blade resting against my wrist, and angle it towards you.
And I would look into my own reflection. I would look at myself for a moment, but I would look back up at you. Not entirely comfortable with looking at myself.
Fel, I will use the enchantment.
All right, Leora, there's a very, very faint kind of twinge that comes across your mind, similar to what you recognized happened last night, but it's not until you are actively paying attention that you might notice. Do you resist at all?
No.
All right. Let me see. Fenton, your dagger turns a faint shimmering sheen of glittering gold.
The gem in the dagger kind of fills like swirling colors until it's golden, much like the dagger itself. And Jensen kind of sighs, and like there's a tension that you can see comes off of him when it feels gold. And I will say, gold. This is good, Leora. This suggests that in the clash between goodness and evil, your soul trends towards the good, and between law and chaos, you are perfectly suited right in the middle. Neutral. Do you see the importance of this?
Presumably, it helps show that I meant what I said last night. That I'm not gonna hurt anybody. I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm not gonna turn against anybody.
Indeed, Leora. Is Chain close enough to see this and hear this?
He definitely would have gotten close enough to hear. I don't know if he would have gotten close enough to see or not.
Okay. The alignment of souls, Leora. This is the great balance of our whole realm. The gods and the planes themselves manifested at the extremes of this very concept. It's not a nebulous thing. It is measurable. It is definable. And like you suggest, a soul that could comfortably lure a group of unsuspecting allies to their doom. Well, they would likely manifest as black, evil, neutrality, or even red or white, like Firna's own soul of chaos and evil. So, yes, Leora, with this, I take you at your word.
Well, that's good, right?
Very.
That is certainly a relief. If I'm honest with you, I can't really explain how nervous I was. That it's easy for things to spiral, and I was scared to be on the short end of that. I'm glad to see that I'm not.
I do apologize for the interrogation last night. I hope you can sympathize with the dilemma we were put in. No fault of your own. But I choose to trust you. I quite like your company, in fact.
Likewise. Thank you for gifting me with your trust. I understand how it looked. I really, really do. I told you last night that I didn't tell you everything, but that I could. And you were understandably a little tentative about it, given all of the events that had happened. But I do just want to tell you that it's not because I can't trust you or I don't trust you. It's a lifetime of a secret. It's the only thing that's kept me safe. My entire life has surrounded around this one little truth that just, if it falls off kilter, could change everything. Very, very highly likely for the worse. And so I do trust you. I trust most people. Most people in our little group. I like everybody, but I just need to know that I'll be safe whenever I do tell you, because I can't just tell you. It's something that I would have to tell everybody. But if we get a moment to spare, then I can share.
Fenton will hold out kind of a forestalling hand. Leora, if this is your conviction, if this is what you believe is best, then so be it. I am not in a position to ask more of you.
Unfortunately, well, for better or for worse, rather, it's not something that I can, in good faith, keep to myself anymore. I have people that I am starting to care about that this involves. And for their safety, for your safety, I cannot keep it anymore.
I understand.
So is everybody in the clearing now, or like in our little camp area?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, Reed is quietly and almost sneakily like shuffling towards the camp where his cooking supplies were kindly organized, and he gives Foshkra a sidelong glance with an unreadable expression as he starts to pack the stuff up.
Then Leora would look around at everybody, and she would get their attention by kind of waving at them or talking to them, and just making sure everybody was aware that she wanted to say something to them. And she would step closer to where the campfire was, presumably kind of in the middle of all the chaos of packing everybody packing all their stuff. And she would look around at everybody and just kind of apologetically, nervously start to talk. And she would say, "I'm sorry to interrupt everything that you're doing. I know we have a long journey ahead of us, but it has been brought to my attention that I need to tell you something. Or rather, I need to show you something." And after everything that happened last night, it's not something that I can keep anymore, so but before I do, I just want you all to know that I respect whatever comes from this, whatever decisions, whatever assumptions you may have. I respect it. And with that, she would kind of take off her cloak and her little veil, and she would be standing in her robe with her necklace on display and her staff, and she would put the staff down, and she would reach behind her neck and unclasp the necklace that she has worn that has been hidden underneath her cloak this entire time, just to keep it close to her heart and keep it safe. And as she would remove the necklace, a glamour would wear off. It would kind of fade off. And she would be largely the same, but her ears would definitely be a lot more bat-like. And she would have wings that would manifest. Yes. And she would just kind of look down. She would be much too afraid to look anybody in the eye. But she would still talk, and she would say, "I don't know a lot. I know probably less than I should. But I know I spoke to Foshkra, and I spoke to Fenton. I will never do anything to harm anybody. I know who we dealt with last night. We're of the same race. we're both choir folk. But I'm not like that. He was something else. I'm not like that. I don't know why he was like that. And she would just kind of like sit down on like a log that's like kind of nearby the fire where people would be sitting. But she would sit down and she would pick up her staff again and pull her cloak into her lap just to kind of like cradle the things that have kept her safe for so long. Just keep them near her. And whenever she would hold her necklace, she would put it back on just very quickly, just scared to stay unglamored. She would put the necklace back on and she would put the cloak back on, and she would leave the veil off, but everything else would go back to how it was, and she would go back to appearing as a Vulpinal. And she would wait for judgment to pass.
Does a 19 hit? Reed will start circling slowly and wait for other people to say things.
Chain looks very mad and upset.
Understandable.
My stars.
Fenton is beaming. He jumps to his feet as soon as you drop the glamour and is just looking respectfully.
Really?
Respectfully.
What a respectful king!
What a respectful.
Spray Reed.
No! Now I'm getting moldy.
Viora. Oh wow, I have a great many questions. Oh. Why?
Unfortunately, I do not know as much about who I am as I maybe should.
You are of a race I did not know existed until a day ago. This is incredible. You say you do not know, but I will give you time. But I understand I have a great many questions.
I do too. I don't know where to begin with them. What does this mean?
Can you sing?
Not in the way that Lord Sinai can. I am not like him.
Does this give you some great power?
If only. No, I am largely the same. I just look different. I
Can
still
you
grew
fly?
up with the Vulpinals.
Do you
I grew
fly?
up with them and in their culture. I've never actually tried to fly. It's never been safe to.
Well, we must find a place where it is safe.
That would be wonderful.
And a angry Chain just looks even more upset.
No.
You say you do not know much about this. Are you saying that you are just you still? We will not have to worry about any attacks in the night, any hunters, any Nubian inquisitors.
I hope not. That is the purpose of the glamour, to keep them far, far away.
She's no less wanted than the rest of us, Reed. Not now. Leora, go for it, Foshka.
If any come to the camp or try to attack us, it will be no different like Fenton says. Who cares who they are hunting or why?
And that he's gonna take the finished bedroll that he rolled up for Chain and just kind of toss it to him.
Next time, I teach you how to do it yourself.
He's gonna walk back towards the camp and finish gathering whatever needs to be picked up.
Reed is going to kind of lean down on his staff in front of Leora, and he says, "Do you think you're less trustworthy?"
No.
Do you think any of us would ever have found out?
It seems unlikely. But after last night, anything could happen. I didn't give the secret up as willingly as I would have liked.
That's all I want to know. Be prepared. I think many of us have many thoughts they want to stomp into the ground today.
I will do my best to prepare myself then.
We should likely be on our way then. I'll step in a little closer to Leora as well. I do have one question that I don't think can wait, though.
I'll do my best to answer it.
Lord Sinai... he bit me. He bit me and then my mind blanked and I came to elsewhere. Do you know what he did?
To my understanding, if you're asking if you'll turn into one of us, the answer is no.
But like the members of his choir, was that... what happened to them?
Would I know, Fel?
Go ahead and roll me a history check. You're not entirely sure. Anything you've been told are exaggerated stories, tales to little children to scare them, but you're not entirely sure, no.
Unfortunately, I don't know. I can't explain what happened with the choir.
That's all right. Perhaps we will learn some more history. There has to be some knowledge out there of your people.
I've been searching for a very long time. I did
But
not believe that anybody existed anymore.
Someday when we get to the Shimmering Sands, we will see what the keepers know.
Are we all set?
If we are all done talking, I believe the camp is finally ready. I've done a lot of the work, you are thankful.
I
Yes.
believe we are already.
Forgive me, Fushka, for not pulling my weight. I had a bit of a headache, but yes, we should be on our way.
Must be the bite he's turning.
At
Uh,
least, at least you packed up your own things. Jane, you still have much to learn.
If you could learn to keep your hands to yourself in the party, that would probably be valuable to learn too.
Let us say I am working on it. Do you wish to allow me to practice later?
You got me fucked up if you're thinking I'm gonna let you make me your punching bag.
Then let us stick to me teaching you how to roll your bed.
I will clean up the fire pit and make sure there is as little sign of our inhabitants here as possible.
Go and roll me a survival check.
Ooh, that's a low roll.
Sort of
We're all
sweeping
rolling like
mud,
shit today.
brushing the leaves, and trying to cover up the campfire. Do a decent job, but you think that anybody with a good amount of knowledge would be able to spot it, but
Speed.
speed it is. Gathering your packs and getting ready for the trek, you continue to the road northwards. The forests eventually mellowing out into rolling plains, some of which you can see have been crisscrossed with roads that are intended for vineyards. You see some smaller farms as you make your way up the rolling hills to Ilusker. There are occasional travelers that pass by, but none particularly give you much trouble. After some time, the road becomes a little bit more winding as it uh, broaches across some rocky territory, some hills. It's somewhat warm in the day, definitely past the afternoon peak, but you see around sort of a curve in a river, there is probably not a curve in a river, a curve in the road that wraps around some taller rocks. You can see on a fallen tree branch there are two figures that sit, both of them Volpinal, one older, one younger. The older one you can see has sort of grizzled hair, it's sort of wrapped and tied in a bun. The hide armor he wears seems tattered, pieced together from numerous other sets. Likely, similarly, the clothes are sort of tattered, dirtied, unkempt. He seems to be sort of leaning on a halberd that's also propped against the tree trunk, while the other younger one just calmly picks at an apple with a pocket knife. The older one sort of leans forwards and rests his elbows on his knees, pulls on the halberd to stand up, gives a wave. Halt there for 1 second.
I don't feel like it.
Well, to be quite honest with you, I would much appreciate if you did. Look, can see him stand up. A birdie told me at one point that you guys took quite valuable from the Twin Blades. Now, everybody and the mother's trying to make it out of the Sullen Fans, so we figure we might lighten your pockets just a bit to help you out on your journey.
You truly think that's a good idea?
gives a shrug. Do you think it's a good idea to stick around here? Nah. I've got people I want to move. And if whatever you're carrying can fetch a pretty penny, then I'm going to take it from you.
Oh, how thoughtful of you. Shut up.
Oh, God.
Look. Times are desperate. And, well, if there's an opportunity, I'm going to seize it.
You can either move your fox ass to the side, or you can lose your fucking life.
Shut up. Take it.
Alright. You can see him put a hand up to his mouth and call and yell out, "Boys, it's time!" And you can sort of hear, I'll pull up the map. Go ahead and move yourselves to the right of it.
I'm a master at the art of the ambush, clearly.
I love that we are so good at choosing the easy way to do things.
Which direction is right again?
Right.
I remember
Guessing
now.
right here, like right over this way.
It is a curve in the road.
Correct.
There are two rights.
Oh, the right side of the map, so here. Right here.
Uh-oh, my connection has been interrupted.
Yeah, roll 20s
I just
having
got that
a little
message
bit of
too.
trouble.
Yay, roll 20.
Yeah.
Just
Roll
in
20
time.
actually down. I will be very, very upset if it is.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
You know, we only waited like 2.5 weeks for this.
No.
I know, right?
Oh, it's going.
I'm refreshing.
It's,
That's what I'm doing too.
refreshing.
Refresh if it doesn't crash my desktop.
It's a very
Again.
slow refresh.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh yeah, it's
Look at
it's
that.
chugging.
Is Tuesday night or Wednesday night roll 20 maintenance night?
No, it's peak player night, of course, Wednesday night.
Yeah.
It's not Thursday night, so we're not competing with freaking Critical Role.
Yeah, Matt Mercer loves roll 20.
I know. Matt Mercer truly feels competed by our little campaign.
I have
We are sworn enemies.
so, is this whole deal just because we're just so entirely grumpy that the only thing we can think to say is "fuck you"?
Well, they clearly knew what we have. I think they would have tried to get it from us one way or another.
they weren't budging.
Can
They
have
knew you
it
had
over
something.
My dead body.
They didn't even care about the big angry lizard. Come on. They're not intimidated.
I'm certain that if you let me walk forward, the smell would knock them
Gateway
out.
timeouts, no!
Recalculating lines. It's been stuck on loading for like 5 minutes now.
All right, back to camp. More roleplay.
Ah! Oh, looks like
Let's
this
do
is
the time
a
warp.
sending channel only campaign now.
This is
Play by
a voice
post.
only roleplay session. No combat. We don't do combat in D&D.
See, no. Here's the issue. Here's the thing: is Fel likes to do things. He's an oldie but goldie. He likes the classic style. So we're actually going to be mailing each other what we do and say.
Ah, yes, play by mail.
Oh.
The DM of my 3.5e campaign
Yep.
did
roll
play
20
by
is
mail.
down.
No, okay. Well,
Oh god damn it!
Fuck.
we're going to theater of mind this combat.
Do we have Avery for rolls?
No. Actually, that is an excellent point.
I have my clicky clackies.
We do.
You do have your
But I don't have my
Yeah.
character sheet.
You don't have your character sheet. That is a pickle. Alright.
I know what my modifiers are.
I'm pretty sure I took a screenshot of my
Like
character sheet.
plus
Let's just
9
touch the
to
numbers.
attack.
Wait, Fel, didn't you like print out all of the character sheets?
My character sheet's
Dang
not
it.
yours.
Oh, you say that with such
Are we
sass.
loading back in now?
Isn't everything that Fel says have a little bit of sass to it, though?
Yeah, but it was like I did mine, not yours.
Not your disgusting character sheet.
Oh,
I
I
made
made the
the
gateway
mistake.
timeout. I'm unloading now.
Oh. Alright, do we have any fun little games to play when we're waiting for Roll20 to get itself together? Or?
We play Never Ever Have I Ever in character.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
I was scared there for a second.
Have I ever been a bat?
In character really did say that a little bit.
Out of character, Never Ever Have I Ever locked because someone called me a good boy.
Okay. No! I demand this taken out of the recording.
No, this is uncut, raw content.
Great.
Going in the blooper reel.
Now all of China knows you're here.
Spray Reed, somebody said raw.
Oh,
What?
no.
I had to refresh again because it's just sitting here loading and loading.
I think it will continue to load.
Why?
We'll get in sooner or later. I give it 2 minutes.
Oh, you've jinxed it.
Yeah,
You
you just
jinxed
jinxed it
it.
now.
I give it-
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Murphy is
Law.
always watching.
What did we just talk about, Fenton? Think before you speak.
Yeah, you really should have thought that one through, I guess.
Okay.
Hold on, I think I have something we can do.
Don't say beyond D&D.
No, that's not even close.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wow.
fangs.
Thanks.
So, either in character or out of character. Hypothetical question time. If you could go back in time and give your parents advice before you were born, what advice would you give them?
Kill
I
yourself.
can't say, it'll be a spoiler.
I
Yeah.
also can't say it would be a spoiler.
In character. Kill yourself.
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit!
Meanwhile, in character, don't get killed. Stay hidden. You're better.
Okay, out of character. Don't sell the house. You have a good one, just stay in it.
I'm getting gateway timeouts again.
No.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.
You haven't been recording any of these conversations?
No, I'm sorry, I haven't been recording.
Read.
Oh my god, how is Fenton going to go back and re-listen to the whole session and these conversations and try to piece together who's been dumping secret lore without saying anything
It's
about
okay.
it?
It's okay. I have
Fenton
notes.
will
I
have
notes.
to memorize.
Don't doubt my
'Cause-
pencil and paper.
Yep.
I've secretly slipped in a couple of secrets. I'm not telling what they are.
No.
I've been dropping subtle hints, and I've been dropping not so subtle hints.
I put a very big question in front of Fenton and he didn't even bite on it.
Suffering.
The
I was
bait
a
was
little
there,
lazy.
he did not bite.
I
All
actually
right.
just revealed Lorenz's entire backstory in one word.
Oh,
Go away!
Good luck finding it.
that's too.
It was actually 2 words, and it's "I'm fine."
You know what?
It
That
just-
tracks. That's why he's so
It-
stressed all the time.
It's his mantra to help try and keep himself sane.
Why is that? No. This is fantasy, not reality. We don't need that shit.
All right. Back. Is the recording up?
We are live.
All right. Does anyone want to give a brief recap
So,
on the conversations that occurred?
Shane coughed up a stone.
Roll 20 went down right as soon as we were going to start stereotypical bandit combat. Number 1 for this campaign.
Roll 3d6 for me.
Oh no! Reed dies in this encounter.
I'll
Continue
put
with the recap.
I'll put that one in intelligence.
Recap read. Go.
Okay, so while Roll20 was down and we couldn't do our combat, we did some back at camp discussions that we might have missed because 2.5 weeks of them was not enough. So I had a talk with Foshkra and then the group about Gnoll's bad and trust Reed to the mission, but not much else. Because Reed also fully believes Gnoll's bad. We had a discussion on moral values, which is not important at all. We had some opening up of emotions, which is not important at all. We had information drop on the nature of these tiers, about them possibly being shards of different creatures, of them being collected to form some sort of whole that has some great power that all the major players in the world are gunning for. And then I focused in on this tier we have and tried to speak with this Vilderraven creature that seemingly inhabits my mind through it, and it got coughed up like a hairball from the gizzard of chains. Began floating above my head. And we asked this silky smooth voiced creature, Vildraven, some questions about its own nature. It has no use of us currently. It has little interest in us other than curiosity. It has some ability to affect the world. We're not sure how, whether it's physical or by manifesting its powers from a distance. It was seeking out the Curse of Tears. It wasn't seeking out us. And whether it is because we are cursed or simply by proximity, it happened upon us. And it doesn't seem terribly intent on escaping us. It seems more watchful, busy with its own things. That is Vildraven, and that catches us back up to current.
Phil, if you're talking, you're muted.
I am not talking at the moment, but the recap is good. All right.
Recap is good.
Das gut.
Okay, awesome. Okay. You can do that chain, but you sent in your individual personal channel.
Huzzah.
What do you
All
like
right.
to do?
Going back to the present, you can see this tall, kind of aged, hunched Vulpinal pick the halberd he was carrying up, cup its hands around his mouth and shout, "Boys, it's time." And I will put on some music, and we will get into combat.
Time to
roll
show off a
initiative.
little bit.
Time to blow off some steam.
Indeed. Nothing like combat to follow up on 2 hours and 45 minutes of roleplay.
We love it.
I
We live
mean-
for it.
There's a good balance to be had.
It is not the right.
Roleplay is greater than combat. Don't at me.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Roleplay during combat, even better.
Yes. Combat as roleplay.
I mean, didn't we have that at the very beginning? I recall Fenton getting smacked around pretty well.
Yeah. I don't know if that counted as combat.
I mean, okay.
Foshka's
Go
bullying
ahead
someone
and
else
roll
now.
initiative.
Enough
Don't forget
banter.
to click on your token. Click on your token before you roll
Make
initiative.
sure to click on your
Thank
token
you.
before you roll initiative.
Click on your token
It'll happen
before you roll
someday.
initiative.
It will not let me click on my token for some reason.
Don't say that.
Because I
man.
dragged it out. Go ahead and drag your token out.
Wait, why did mine get 8? Why did I roll a 21 and then an 18 and I took the 18?
You...
I think you rolled it twice accidentally. I'll
Mm,
bump you up to 21.
okay. Maybe roll 20 lag, double clicked on me.
Alright.
The Ignon really wants to get into the fight fast.
I am rolling. Okay. Right. Let me see. All right. Foshka, you are up first. Sort of gearing and ready to go for this fight.
As the man calls out, Foshker just like stands up to full height, rolls his shoulder, cracks his neck and his knuckles, and he's like,
I think I needed this today.
and is going to immediately engage, consciously engage his rage.
Go for it.
Just kind of like just crouching down, arms extended, and just before charging in at. I imagine this man here is the one that had the halberd and was been talking this whole time.
Correct.
All right. The flames are going to ignite on his claws.
Awesome.
So that is 2 attacks. First attack, 24.
Ooh.
24 will hit.
I forgot to add the rage. That's add 2 points of fire damage as
2
rage.
points of fire damage. Awesome.
And second claw,
That's
24
also hit.
again.
Indeed.
Why? I have rage selected. Why is it not adding the rage damage?
Possibly a bug from the it coming back up
Maybe.
after crashing.
But yeah. So that's another 2 damage on top of the 9. So 11 on the second attack.
Go for it. Yeah,
Yep.
two flame charge slashes clawing down through this hide armor. Is that your turn?
Yeah. Just for flavor, as rushing up to the guy, he's just kind of like arms digging into the ground before he kicks off with his legs to just pounce on the man.
Launch himself. Nice.
Slash feral.
Yeah, you definitely leave. You definitely leave an impact. You can see him sort of stagger back, gritting his teeth, unexpected.
But yes, that is my turn.
All right, Chain, you're up.
Am I able to detect this man as well from where I'm at? Or is Fosker in the way?
I don't consider allies to be in the way of anything.
Cool. Then Chain's gonna use his bonus action to steady aim.
So you have advantage.
Yep. And he's also going to attack the ignorant old man.
Awesome.
Fuck me.
Wow.
This is some fucking bullshit.
Unfortunately, 12 does not hit. You can see him sort of out of the corner of your eye catch you, sort of dropping to one knee, aiming your blade accurately, and you just twist out of the way at the last possible opportunity.
I am upsetty. That is all I can do.
That's your turn. All
I
right.
am upset. Is there? He called out to people. I'd
Yes.
like to find out where the people he might have been calling out to reside.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
14.
With a 14, the only rustling motion you detect is from this location over here. You hear one set of footsteps sort of beginning to burst through the foliage.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is that my action?
That would be your action, yes.
All right. So. As my bonus action, I am going to cast a shillelagh on my steak. And
Go
it
for
is going to grow gnarled and thorny. And 10, 15, I will stand right here next to this mushroom.
Awesome.
Reed found his
And-
brother.
And basically just wait for this thing to show up for the smackdown.
Awesome. Let me see.
You're outnumbered. You can't win.
What is your armor class, Chain? Actually, hang on. Let me see. Does an 18 hit your armor class?
Yeah, that it's
All right. From the top of this ledge, a bandit archer, you can see also of Elfin will begin to sort of pick up from the ground where he was laying, draw what seems to be a crossbow and fire it directly towards you, Chain. That is going to be 8 points of piercing damage.
Oh,
It is going to take an action surge and is going to attack you, Lorenz. So that is going to be a 22 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
Awesome. Second bolt fires your way. That is going to be 6 points of piercing damage.
Wonderful.
Lorenz, you're up.
Okay, so Lorenz is obviously surprised, and he is kind of having enough of all of this shit. So he's gonna look up to this little man's here, and he's just gonna guiding bolt. He's not fucking
for it.
around.
This little man's
16 will hit.
fuck him up.
And then that will be do.
Oh,
20 points.
Yes.
Ouch. Yeah.
Holy moly.
That will send this man sprawling to the ground dead.
I've had
the
it.
one on the ridge or the one I was fighting?
The one you were fighting.
Oh, I thought he would attack the one.
Oh,
on
which
the
one were you
ridge.
attacking?
Oh, yeah, this one, the one on the ridge.
Oh,
'Cause he
yeah,
was
that-
attacked, so he's reacting.
Okay, yes. You can hear sort of a muffled groan as the side of this bandit just is blown out, collapses to the ground, does not get back up.
It doesn't matter which one you target, they're dead.
All right.
Oh. Yeah, I think that'll be it.
Awesome.
No, what you
There,
have
yeah.
is an amount of bodies and the hope that there will still be some left by the time I'm out of spell slots.
Um, I am going to firebolt one that Foshka is in front of.
Go for it. 13, unfortunately, will not hit.
Okay.
You can see it scatter across the hide armor is wearing. It's like grunt, but no true damage dealt.
Okay. That will be it for my turn.
All right.
Man's
Fenton,
getting a
you're
little
up.
cooked.
Fenton will stay back here, but I will pull out. Fenton doesn't have an instrument out quite yet, but I will pull out the drum from behind me, and first I will play a quick rhythm, trying to mimic the rhythmic song Foshkro sang by the fire the previous night, and I will say, "Focus, Foshkra," and give him a point of bardic inspiration. And then
I love
then I will hit the drum hard and shatter right here.
Go for it.
They need to make a Constitution save, both of those two.
All right. That will be one failure and another failure. I'm assuming it's below DC 12.
Yeah, just barely, but yeah.
All right.
That is
Ouch.
19.
Hell
Oh!
yes!
Yeah. The Vulpinal in charge, you can see, coughs out blood and keels over. Shatter. Audibly hear breaking bones inside the armor. That's also going to kill that other. Wow. Okay. Very high roll there. Yeah, both of them will die. Yeah.
I'm just making up for the lost time.
Yeah, truly. Oh, I hope you're focused now, Foshkra. That is my turn.
Foshkra, you're the closest. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
All right. 16.
You
Hey.
can hear another set of rustling coming from the upper ledge, close to where the body of the archer fell, but it seems to be going away from you. It seems to be fleeing
How tall is
quite
this ledge?
rapidly. It is about 15 feet on this side.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a steep one, but it seems to have a sort of place to climb up here. It's also made of roughly hewn stones, so you could probably easily scale it.
Awesome.
But
Holy
we can definitely
shit.
hear something fleeing.
All right. So are you saying it's my turn in initiative again, or?
No, it
Okay.
was previously, but it is your turn now.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
Oh, I do apologize. There's another one.
Oh.
Reed, you can see. Actually, let me see. Does an 11 hit your armor class?
Nope.
And
It will thunk into
crossbow
the
bolt
shield.
whizzes. Sorry.
It'll probably thunk into the shield.
Yeah. Thunks into the shield, and you can hear sort of a faint expletive come from the edge of this wood as another rogue is visible.
You can share tea or blood. I don't mind which.
Awesome. Foshka, you're up.
All right. So hearing the rhythm and hearing the noise, I'm going to sprint over here, or not sprint, but 10 feet, and then you said 15 feet up here to climb.
Yes.
Okay. So moving here would be roughly, what do you say, about 25 feet?
I would say.
Okay. Do I see
will
anything once
reveal
I
a token
crest?
for you. Yes. It's no longer hiding. you can see a bandit, also Opinel, carrying musical instruments and a rapier at his side, but he just looks behind him, his eyes widen, and you can see him sort of at the edge, wondering how he's going to scale down.
All right, seeing that, so that's 30, 35, 40. Okay. Clambering up over the ledge, Foshtra is going to pound his chest in the same rhythm that Fenton showed, and just roar out that Ignan Alstrat Rak Okirash Tavrik, and then action sprint to get up right next to this man.
Fair enough.
Did you just challenge him to a rap battle?
I hope so.
No, he was inspired by the rhythm that Fenton managed to hear and replicate.
Giant
Okay.
lizard does haka.
Yeah. Imagine, imagine a engulfed in flame, raging lizard coming over the ledge, doing a quick haka, and then sprinting towards you.
Yeah, that bandit is suitably terrified. You did so much damage the first round. All right. Foshkar, you're up. Pardon me, Chain, you're up.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Bonus action to dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Then Chain will use his action to throw a Psychic Blade.
Awesome. Go for it.
Dirty 20.
Will absolutely hit.
Then since foe scores within 5 feet, I get a sneak attack.
Here comes
You do
the
indeed.
damage.
12.
12. All right. Let me see.
That was a bad damage roll for the actual psychic damage.
But it does hit, and you can see this bandit double over. And you can see him raise his hand and says, I yield. I give up. Let's see. There we go. It's not quite dead yet, but very close. Reed.
Huh.
You're up.
This person looks pretty scrawny.
Correct.
I'm not as-
Emaciated, even.
I'm not as scrawny as I used to be. I'm going to, after taking a look at this person, I'm going to drop the quarterstaff. Walk up. I'd like to roll to grapple. I'm just going to grab them by the neck.
Ish will try to roll an athletics check. Pardon me, acrobatics check to avoid the grapple. It will beat you.
Yeah.
So you can see it slip out from your grasp and sort of claw at its neck.
You don't know what I am. I'm going to breathe out just the halo of spores around me. Can I have a con save?
Yes, it can. You can, pardon me. That is going to be a 13.
Barely fails. It takes 4 necrotic damage.
Alright. You can see him double over, give a cough, sort of back against a tree and spit and say, "What the hell are you?" And that's it.
To your blood.
It took me a
Lorraine-
week to ask him that question.
I like this
Yeah.
person better. This is a real lore seeker.
I think that Lorenz, I think that he can see what's going on here. Or can he not?
He can.
Okay. So, I think he's gonna try to cast sleep on the target here.
Go for it.
Ooh.
Let me see. Does that require a saving throw? No. I can see the bandit's eyes briefly widen as mutterings of an arcane spell are cast, and then it will keel over, unconscious, to sleep.
Ah. Oh,
Reed, how many hit points do you have?
29.
Oh, no, you're good. Alright. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Well, that was pretty good.
Awesome. Leora, you're up.
How far does Firebolt go? 120 feet. Can I try to hit the one that is... Would I be able to aim that far? Or, well, like, from the angle I'm at, for the one who is...
The one who's begging for mercy.
Yep.
Can she hear it
It
from there?
is 20 feet, or about 15, 20-foot ledge. If you fly, you certainly can. Otherwise, you'd have to either try to scale it or go up the ledge right here.
You know, I bet that bar is really tasty blood.
No, I don't
Very
think I'm
charismatic
actually-
blood.
I don't think I'm actually going to do any damage because that one's begging for mercy, and Reed's having like a whole moment with the one in the tree. So,
Hey,
um,
man's got to find romance somewhere.
I'm actually going to cast. You didn't fully heal, did you, Fenton, from your little bonk?
No, Fenton's still a little concussed.
Little bonk.
Okay, then I'm gonna cast Bless on you, just to
Bless.
be safe.
Oh, that's up to 3 creatures.
Yeah.
All right.
You can bless
On who
yourself
are you
and
casting
Lawrence
it?
too.
Yeah.
Who am I casting it on?
The 3 nearest ones?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Muttering a spell, the 3 of you become infused with a sort of soothing confidence, a slight divine aid that helps you in your tasks. Let me see. There we go. Awesome. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Alright. Fenton, you're up.
Okay, and I can't put the token on myself because my screen won't scroll over far enough. That's very interesting. Thank you, Roll20. Okay, interesting. Truthfully, I think Fenton is just kind of still staring in the spot where he just exploded 2 people. And he's gonna kind of slowly, unsteadily put the drum back on his belt. And just kind of nervously humming under his own breath. Take a couple steps back, and I will just healing word on myself again. But that's all I'm going to do.
Awesome.
Welcome to the life of an adventurer.
Oh boy.
Alrighty. The bard's up, and you can see him drop his rapier to the ground. Just put his hands up and say, "Right, I yield. I'm sorry. I give up. Please don't kill me." And that is its turn. Foshkra, you're up.
Is he lucky?
11 is your DC. You are able to control yourself, but what you decide to do with it is entirely up to you.
All right. So the man is surrendering. Foshkra has his inflamed claws raised, ready to strike. But then just roars in his face. Just.
Where are the others?
Look, there are no. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. You killed 3. 1 more, I guess, but that's it.
Not enough.
Not enough for what?
And he's gonna just grab the man by his arm and try to start just dragging him back over to the rest.
You're sort of an indignity, Alf, but we'll come with you. Shane, you're up.
Should I just move or?
You can move, yes.
Okay.
So my question is, the remaining enemies have been incapacitated and or are compliant. Are we good to end initiative and handle the rest of the roleplay?
Good with me.
I'm good.
Awesome.
Jane might need some convincing.
All right.
The murder bird.
Let's see.
Let's see, so if the person moved with Foshgra, then
All
this
right.
Jane will be right there.
We're currently out of initiative order, so let me know what you're doing. Foshgra, you're planning on dragging the still living, sort of bardic-looking individual back, and what are you doing with the unconscious corpse chain? Not corpse, but unconscious person chain. Pardon me, Reed.
I was gonna say.
You have many critters. I'll look at it quizzically for a moment for turning back to look at the others. This is new. Grab it by the arm, and I'll start taking it with me. As I reach the others, I'll say, this one is out. Do you want them, or can I?
You can see the bandit kind of look like ogling at the 3 deceased companions, and just goes a little pale at that read and says, "What? No, look.
You're asleep.
No, I'm not. That one is."
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Look, I'm sorry. We just told you had something valuable times a tough. You didn't have to kill them.
Who told you?
We went to some tavern. A blue dragonborn. I think I was the one who spoke to her.
Were you in Curis?
Yes, until recently.
What did she say?
I didn't speak to her. He did. She point to the sort of crumpled corpse of the older Volpanol. Look, what do you want from me? I'm sorry. Can I go?
This is the one I'm holding, right?
Yes.
Foshgra's not letting go.
Look.
And would you have given us the same mercy?
We wouldn't have killed you.
Find that hard to believe.
We didn't kill any of you.
Is their arm getting burned right
Because-
now, by the way?
Yeah, it's a bit singed.
Chain pulls out his actual dagger, not a sonic blade, but his actual dagger, and holds it to the Volpanol's throat. You guys haven't killed any of us because we killed all you before you even had the chance.
Look, if we wanted you dead, we would have just attacked you. We wouldn't have tried to bargain. Look, I'm sorry. But everybody just wants to get out of New Kylax. Some people just don't have the coin or the ability. Look, We just wondered what you had. Lighten your pockets a bit and get out.
Utheren misled you. Understand this? She wants
Was
us
that the name?
dead. We hold nothing of value. If you see her again, I would ignore her, and I would forget you ever saw us.
Go ahead and roll me a deception check with advantage.
Great. Love advantage, 12.
So why the hell did she want us to attack you then? Rob you, at least. Look, okay, I'll do what you say. I don't have a choice, do I?
No, but you do have the choice to point others in our direction, and I think you should not do this.
Right. Alright, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Does this guy look like he's gonna tell every person he knows as soon as he's like away from us?
Go ahead and roll an insight check. You're not sure, but he's a bard, so it kind of like mouth, you think. But you're not entirely able to read him. He just looks terrified.
Then
Can you tell?
unless Foskro stops him, I think Chain's gonna go for an attack with his dagger.
That's if I see it coming.
Well, I'm standing right next to you, and I'm holding the dagger to their throat.
Oh. Well, if you're holding him by the if you got the dagger to his throat, and I'm just standing there holding his arm, I would have to move extremely fast to try to stop you.
Don't make it easy on the murder bird.
I will attempt to pull the person out of the way by their arm, just enough to not get killed.
Go ahead and roll contested dexterity checks, I'd say. You can use strength, Foshka.
Okay.
Dexterity
Am I?
Yes.
Do I get rage advantage?
You haven't been attacked in a while, so no.
Oh, that's 21. That's a big number.
That is a big number.
How? Okay.
Oh,
Chain,
shit!
you
Dislocate
try to
his
push your
shoulder.
I just pull him up and hold them over my, back and up over my head.
It's probably very painful for the bard.
Yeah, but I don't care about that.
You hear a faint sort of scream of pain as a line of red just cuts barely the surface skin as Foshka, you pull, possibly expecting Chain to do this, but pull the bard away as Chain lances out the dagger. What the hell? I surrendered. You're supposed to let me go now.
This isn't a fucking storybook. Foskro, what are you doing?
I am doing what I want to do. I am doing something that is, at the moment, right. They are talking, giving information. And you want to silence it too quickly.
What information? That somebody we already knew was going to try and send people after us?
I do not know, Chain. That is why I brought them to us. They are the ones who ask for the questions. I am the one that holds them. You are the one who kills.
Which is what I'm trying to do right now, so stop pulling them out of the way!
Are they done with their questions? Are the others satisfied with the answers? I have not heard otherwise. Besides, I do not believe that there are not more. They were waiting. How many more could be farther down the road? Do not think about these things.
I do, which is why we should kill him now, so he can't run ahead and warn everybody.
Am I still holding him?
For now.
Then I suggest you step away now, Chain.
I fear Chain is right.
Then it is a decision that I would rather hear once it has been made, not made by one. We were attacked. We defended ourselves. We killed.
Yes, we did.
And then I'm gonna pull the person out in front of me, just still holding him up.
Tell me, before I hand you to the Kenku, are there others down the road? Are there more?
No, not with our group. No, I don't know. That's all I had.
Was the one who gave you a tip gave them a tip in Curis paying you to fetch something from us, or was it simply a tip to rob us and run?
Yeah, to fetch whatever
How
you
m-
had.
How much was
Valuables?
Utherin going to pay you?
20 gold each.
Shit.
We didn't expect it to go bad. Never has before.
And you all forget judges of character, but judges of your quality. You were simply told to come down here and rob us. But you did not even know who we are. And then upon seeing us, you still thought you could win. Pah! Toka!
I'm just gonna toss him down and turn away.
You can see him kind of fall back in the mud, get up a bit, brush himself off.
Chains immediately at his throat again.
Oh my god. Okay. Right. Look. Can someone get the Kenku off me, please?
Where will you go if we let you leave?
I'll just go back to Obitus, try to find my way out of New Kylax. Go somewhere. Anywhere. Anywhere but here.
If you want to go somewhere, then walk!
I'm trying.
Shane,
But
let
I
him
haven't-
go.
What was that?
Let him go.
Fenton, you said it yourself. He can just run down the road and warn people that we're coming.
And if he runs in the direction that we are
He
walking...
made his bed, and now he can lie in it.
Meh.
He could also tell people that he never saw us, or that we don't have anything.
Yeah, I can lie. I'd be happy to.
You know it's better than lying. Not saying anything at all.
Right. I can be the most silent bard you've ever seen. Are you gonna let my friend go? Points to the unconscious one.
We're going to have a tea party.
Right, okay. I didn't see anything then, okay?
I
Look, I
have
promise.
another cup. Something
I-
for the road.
No, thank you.
Please
Ah.
ignore everything he says. Oh, I don't know what his damage is.
Oh, damages. We've done enough damages here. These people are the same victims as we are. They would rather the world change, wouldn't you?
For a second, you can see Lorenz kind of looks ashamed of himself.
Right, I promise I won't tell anyone. If I see that blue dragon again, I'll just say, had nothing on you, killed half of us, and we left.
How much money does it take to get out of New Kylax?
I can start walking, and where are we gonna end up? What, we could go to south to to the dynasty and get wrapped up there. That's an option, but you can go up north to.
I'll reach into my pocket. I'll pull out a gold piece. This is for food. Toss it in his direction.
Kind of scrabble. Looks to Chain a little bit.
Chain is going to. He's gonna start putting his dagger away, but then he's gonna reel back. He's not gonna attack with his dagger, but he's gonna just like punch the Vulpinol in the nose.
You can see it sort of lean back, sort of spit on the ground, nose bloody. Just what the hell? All right, I'm done. He scoops up the gold and starts walking.
In the direction we're moving, or in the opposite?
Direction you're going. Well, not walking, but running. But in the direction you're going, yes. Northwards to Ilisker.
Chain's gonna move to the dead body up here and start digging through his shit.
All right, I can go ahead and try to loot. What are you doing with the sleeping bandit?
The
It's still asleep.
sleep lasts a minute.
Unless can the caster dispel it, or no?
It can be
mean-
woken up, but I don't think it can be dispelled.
Yeah, you
But
can
yeah, you
shake
can
'em.
see it sort of start to twist and turn, eyes flickering open.
Oh, welcome back. I chose tea. Please, sit. It's almost ready.
I can see it try to scrabble away. Look. No, it's just going to run. As soon as it's conscious, it's going to disengage and try to dash away.
Okay. Fusher's
Is
gonna sprint
anyone-
after it,
Doing it? Okay.
and my sprint speed is 80 feet a
80
turn.
feet. Yeah, you catch up to it. You can see it. The rogue you can see sort of two daggers that fell out of its hand when it was asleep. Still where it was laying down, but it just seems to be decking it out. Is anybody trying to stop?
I'm
All right. Are you trying to
I'm
grapple
not.
it or kill it?
I'm gonna try to grab him.
Grapple it. Okay. Give me an athletics check. All right. For the purpose of things, you've extracted all the information you needed out of Bard. What are you doing with this bandit that is also trying to escape?
I'm going to drag him back and basically allow the others to give him the same conversation and warnings they gave the first one, to just not, to pretend they never saw us, lie to anyone who asks, and never speak to that blue dragonborn ever again. And for their own health and life, and for the benefit of their own life, hope that they never meet again.
All right. Reed, you wanted tea with them.
After he runs and Foster chases after them, I'm going to stand up, take a deep breath, probably the first breath I've taken this morning. Then I'm going to fucking punt all of my supplies all over the ground and spill everything. And then I'm going to calmly collect it and put it back in my pack.
What?
Tea time is ruined.
Getting some Smeagol and Gollum vibes.
Yeah, Mad Hatter and everything too. All wrapped
Lorenz
in
is
one.
just staring.
I'll walk back up to the group after all that's done, saying, "Courtesy is dead."
Did the second bandit basically give us, agree to the same terms?
Yeah, I'd say.
Okay. And unless anybody else wants to ask anything else of the second man, Poacher's just gonna
I'll point.
Top.
I'll point up the road. Your friend went that way. Please travel faster than us.
Nods and just says, "Sorry for the tea," and sprints away.
Shane's just looking for trinkets.
And
So
you
there
guys-
are actually three exploded bodies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is a halberd on one of them. There is hide armor on one of them, and there is leather armor on the, as well as a rapier dropped by the bard, and a few other unnamed weapons. I don't particularly track the value or weight of them to any capacity, but if you'd like to take them, you're welcome to. Nothing of any magical nature, no notes.
But the trinkets. Any trinkets?
But the trinkets, I
Shiny.
mean, standard objects worn by bandits. There are some very minor valuables, a bracelet here, rather poor quality necklace there. It's easy enough to snatch them.
Yeah, chains, nicking, and all that.
All right.
Hmm.
What's the plan?
We should keep moving. We don't want to sit around to let our enemies plot. But I do wonder if perhaps they have tents somewhere.
Perhaps. They could have come straight from Curacao to stay ahead of us.
Maybe.
Is it worth the time to search?
I think not.
Then I suggest we move.
Yes, we should move.
Let's move.
This is actually, I hate to say it, but a good sign, though. It confirms a theory of mine, at least. The Cyclic Order, of course, just wants the shard for themselves. They threaten to tell the Canary, but they will not do so. They would never pry the shard from the hands of the Canary, so they send petty bandits after us.
Or it could just be the first wave. They were the closest.
I suspect they will recruit more. If we can, I don't know, lose their trail, that would be better, but I don't think a kingdom will come against us. Not yet, at least.
Yeah, one will.
You better hope so.
This time for us is for growing. Who would like to hold the halberd?
I guess Foshkara will carry it, but he has nothing to actually like strap it to or anything.
Make use of a leather strap. It has two spots here and here where you can tie it on.
What is the point of having this thing? I do not need it. Are we selling it?
Ideally, yes.
If we can stay in the next town long enough to do so.
I cannot forage enough for everyone. We will eventually need to stop for supplies. So, money is a value to us. At least until I can teach some of you to hunt.
If you need help hunting in the evening, you did not ask.
Perhaps I will. Then again, you are very large and noisy.
Do you think the Ignon in the sands do not know how to hunt? Do not know how to find what is scarce to survive?
Perhaps Little Bird would like to know. A very curious and small and quiet creature.
I still don't understand why you're calling me Little Bird when Fenton is smaller than me.
That's not the type of size I'm referring to.
As we said, we should move. Talk and walk.
Very well. We'll turn around and start walking and sing, "Oh, little bird. Oh, little bird."
Shane is going to move to the back of the group.
What's going on?
Fenton has trouble
Oh,
finding your key,
Lord.
Reed, but he'll play along.
All right.
I was gonna say, as we start walking, Foshka is actually just gonna like move up to the side of Fenton.
I maintained control. This is good.
And then just move back over it, off a bit away to just scan the road as we walk, keeping a more vigilant eye out for ambushes.
All right. Gathering yourselves and continuing on, leaving the bodies of the past. The evening begins to set as you continue your travels. There's no sign of anybody else wandering the same road as you. But soon, give me a perception check, Foshka, since you're watching.
Oh boy! All right, please don't fail me. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Around as soon as the sun touching down to the horizon, you come across the sound of a river. You see before you a sort of stone bridge crossing, and sort of overturned on one side is a cart, whichever horse that was there had been cut away, and you can see blood spattering the ground where it had been gutted, and all that's left is you can see sort of piles of gnawed on bones, bits of hair. The thing that you notice most of all are two bodies of Vulpanals, more recent than the death of the horse, that are strewn on the side of the road, not eaten or consumed in any way, but there are gashes along their chest. One has part of its skull caving in. A mix of blunt force wounds and sort of shred to ribbons. Their flesh seems to be slowing off.
All right. Seeing this.
The-
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. What causes you or your ears to pick up is the sound of a voice coming inside this little gorge of a river. It's a rather elegant voice, refined, and a little strained from hoarseness. And it's just calling out, "Hello? Is anybody there? If you are, I'd be on your guard. Hello?" Brief pause. That's pretty much it.
All right. So I saw this before everybody else, or is it just talking? The guy just
Whoever's
talking out.
paying guard, yeah. You all hear the
Okay.
voice, but the deductions of the age of the bodies and the circumstances leading up to it are what do you see?
Okay. So upon seeing it, Foshker's gonna kind of like slap his tail into the dirt and like hold up a hand and just kind of like growl low in his throat to just kind of give a signal to everybody to to stop.
Is it possible? Yeah.
There is quite a bloody mess in front of us.
Can I?
I will move you to the map.
Oh, another.
A map.
Mm,
Is it possible to see into the cart from our current perspective?
The overturned cart is across the bridge.
So are
The
we
two
on
bodies. Sorry?
the left or right?
On the right side. Sort of right here. And then, sort of seated on a rock in the middle of this gorge, writing in what appears to be a rather oversized book with pieces of parchment scrolled on its inside, sort of leisurely on his back, is an aged, sort of gray-furred golden wolf, sort of seated on his back, legs crossed, sort of impatiently tapping what appears to be a quill on the side of the rock as he's sort of balancing, avoiding to be strewn into the water below.
First one of those we've seen.
Correct. You can see there are numerous fixtures of gold on his body, on his face. One of his claws seems to be replaced with golden filigree. There seems to be 2 or 3 earrings in each ear. Nothing dramatic. Very well dressed. Definitely showing signs of wealth.
Hmm.
I do not
what are you
like
doing?
this. Does not smell right.
Yes, smell. I'll use an action to pump druidic positive energy into the symbiotic entity and have that active. And you'll see the wounds flush with color and the neck banded string to hold in.
The wolf leans up and sort of sees you approach and just says, friends, I do sincerely apologize for the circumstances you must meet me initially, but are you of the, you say, you are the of the adventure proclivity?
No.
Well, that is quite dour of you, but I am assuming you can defend yourselves. Yes, you may find yourselves in need of doing that quite shortly. Behind this cart, there are 3 gnolls quite ingeniously believing that they are obscuring themselves and quite competent ambush hunters, but unfortunately, they don't quite understand common. But the 2 individuals who stumbled by thought I was joking, and they can see what happened to them. I do find myself in quite the predicament, so if you'd be so kind and willing to help me out, I would be very much appreciative.
Oh, should we go say hello to some friends?
Oh,
If they're even there.
one of them is a Flint. I thought you might know.
Reed stops and starts going a little bit pale.
A what?
It's a Flint. Are you not aware of the basic natures of the creatures and denizens? The albino half-breeds between gnolls and those who worship Beltane. Some say they're the pinnacle of chaotic evil, but I have yet to put that assumption to the test. But you see, they are quite clever, if not dim-witted. But they are rather, how do I say it, temperamental and vicious beings.
Why have they allowed you to sit on the river there?
Because I guess that I'm a chatty person, and I've lured, I guess, a few people in who have been crossing this bridge. I think they find it funny, to be quite frank, and I dislike them for it. I have nowhere else to go. I'm quite hungry. Not thirsty. You can see him sort of place a hand on the water below. But hungry I am very much so.
I mean, we're going that way anyways, so
Would you be able to help me out? I mean, as soon as you start crossing this bridge, they'll come baying out.
Set
I've
up
seen it happen.
our own ambush. I'll whisper to the others. Prepare. What was it you did to those people in armor, Bird?
A
The
shatter spell.
noise, the racket. We'll need to be quick to disintegrate and disorient.
I can replicate it, yes.
Perhaps Jane could verify what the man says. He's quick and not easily spotted sometimes.
Foshka looks over at Shane and see if he's willing to try to get a look around the cart to confirm what the man on the rock is saying.
What side of the bridge is the cart on? Is it?
It's on this side right here. Right here.
I think
Also,
you're on your
Sort
DM
of
layer, Phil.
overturned. I am on the DM layer. Yes, right here. Ish.
Gotcha.
Those of you with
Jane says,
history
yeah, I
can
can
go
do
ahead and roll it, out of curiosity.
Yep.
With what?
With history. Except for you, Fenton. You recognize this man. He is
Okay, I
Skieran
was
Bell.
wondering.
Yes. A rather famous bard and cataloger of all things in St. Glass. But yeah, Reed, you have seen this figure travel through Tirisaz at one point or another, getting up to all sorts of dastardly plots, writing everything he can down, embellishing a few things perhaps, but
Damn
definitely knows how
you,
to spin a tale.
uh,
Of course, Volo would be a golden wolf.
Leora, you're welcome to drag your token onto the page if you like.
I would like to kind of under my breath say to the party, I recognize that man.
Is that good or bad?
I don't think he means us harm.
Is everyone ready?
Do you want me to go check it out first, or?
I take him at his word. Maybe not the flint, maybe it's just Knolls, but if we're lucky. There's probably something waiting in ambush there, though.
My roll 20 is being really slow. It's not letting me drag my token.
I
It's
see
on there.
it.
I see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
incredible.
can't bring them to us if you're ready to ambush them.
Jane's gonna get set up behind this rock.
If we are sure, then fine. Let us fight again today.
again.
Hide. Prepare yourselves.
Jane is hiding behind the rock.
Lorenz will also hide behind the rock.
Hell yeah.
Those of you who are hiding, go ahead and give me a stealth check. Or it's obscuring themselves in some way.
I'm fucking using psionic dice on that for sure.
I'm the sneaky bird now.
Jesus Christ.
I cannot get to the little rolling page.
No.
Roll 20, please.
I know.
Oh, CR and Bell. I was hoping we would meet him sooner than later.
Well, why is it that a lore seeker knows every NPC? If it has a name, it's somehow connected to your backstory.
Because it's fun.
Sure, you go
If
to
you'd like
some
to roll in
wild
the
parties.
Discord, Leora, you have a +2 in stealth.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
No.
That's the wrong button.
Wrong button. Leora?
Guess it's a nat 1.
Yes, I'm here. I don't know what happened. I clicked the little chat thing and then I hit the exclamation point and it said no. You know what? Okay, so exclamation R
Yep.
1d20 plus 2
Correct.
with a space, right?
Yep. After the hour. Perfect. 15. All right. 4 of you, party minus Reed and Fashkra, obscure themselves. Lyra, would you like to hide in a bush or behind a rock?
Um,
I'm on Team Bush.
With me or with them?
I hide in a bush.
Awesome.
Indie
We
bush.
need freaks.
Reed and Fashkra, you step out. What are you doing?
I will call upon the power of the snarl. I'll let out a device of whooping bark.
Bushra's gonna look back at Reed.
I challenge you, weak little Gnoll thing. You don't know what you think you are. I know it. This bridge, these corpses will be mined.
You can hear a faint chitter, these barks of laughter like an electric current surging through in a circuit. And with a chitter and a laugh, and sort of a snarl that slowly turns into growling whine, I will reveal these.
And as this is happening,
That's a big
I
boy.
will look to Foshkra and say, I will do this alone.
Give me a... What check would this even be? Give me a persuasion check using your wisdom modifier and charisma modifier.
So
Wisdom check.
Yeah, I was thinking about the math of that.
If you have proficiency in persuasion, you can.
I do not.
There's a snarl and a whine, as more out of curiosity, from around this cart. It doesn't. You can see it stand up fully, and you can see the top of its hunched head clear the upturned caravan easily.
Oh,
And
shit.
it slowly meanders, sort of dragging its feet across the ground towards the side of this bridge. This tall, brawny, hyena-looking thing with white, stricken fur and red, scarlet eyes. Behind it drags a massive flail. Sort of barbed spines, twine, string massed together with 3 sort of bulbous spiked mace points attached to it. Sort of clutched in one hand. You can see it stumble forward, give a yip and a bark. Little Gnoll thing, what do you think you're doing here? This is... come to save a little songbird, this canary in a Gnoll mine, huh? You think? Challenging me? Are you insane? Yes, you are. Of course you are.
I have felt things that have made me insane. I bring a little bit of Teresa's here to you. A little bit of the glorious quality of life there where even you are just food. Come, be fed upon.
Ah, I heard come to be fed. I'll accept. You can see it sort of stumble forward. The two gnolls, more regular-looking ones, wield bows and kind of take up stances on the other side, but it's going to stumble forward in kind of a lurching gait, still half glancing around, sort of holding its flail in a position ready to strike, but not quite meandering forward. It definitely gives the countenance of a stray dog trying to assess whether it's worth attacking something outright.
Reed wants to move forward, but is everything in his control to just not show signs of submission at this point.
But come a little closer. Why won't you? You are Gnoll of the Basin. What have you to fear?
Reed, you want it for yourself.
There's no reaction.
Oh, but you're a little plant thing, aren't you? Got a little complexion going on in your brain, right? That's funny. You're more of a plant than a gnoll, right? There's nothing left of you. You're just a pathetic little thing crawling this earth. A maggot that should be squelched out. I don't think I should give you mercy, but it would be fun to watch you struggle. Ah, silent. Lost your bark, didn't you?
Please.
Pathetic little thing.
And I will hold out my hand and thinking about the words of Chain and of the way of speaking of Ilderoven, I want to cast Moonbeam.
All right.
How cute. Reed was thinking of Chain.
Oh, there's always a couple of your voices in my head.
God. Suddenly less cute.
Gross.
Who's the loudest?
Let's see. What saving throw is Moonbeam?
Moonbeam is a con save. Oh no, it's a con save.
Oh no, it's a
Con
con
save.
save.
It will succeed on that. You can see the beam of light cast down from the faint darkness gracing the sky, and you can see it just stand there in it, a grin sort of peeling open across its face. It sort of shakes both shoulders and lets out a oh yes, I missed this. Right.
Fashka,
And then
please.
charges forward.
I think Moonbeam still does half damage on a
Yes.
success.
Yes, it does.
How much damage?
Reed,
is
what
that?
did you say?
I said Fashka, please.
Right.
I assume this is initiative now.
Do you flinch at all when this thing charges, Reed?
Yes?
It's going to stop right here, and there's the crack of a flail right behind you, but it doesn't attack you directly. Just snarls and says, Right. How many more of you are back there behind those rocks? Tell me, little Gnoll, and I might let you go.
Enough.
Enough. Now you just made me hungry.
Foshkra is going to reach over and put a hand on Reed's shoulder while just staring. Is this thing like taller? I imagine.
It's quite tall, yes.
Yeah,
It
just
seems distorted, sort of much more lanky than it should be.
yeah. So hand on Reed's shoulder, he's just gonna keep standing there, tall as he is, and just looking up directly at this thing, and give Reed's shoulder a bit of a squeeze, and then slap his tail on the ground, and then stomp his foot. And his lips are just gonna slowly curl into what he remembers seeing many times in Thurisaz from the other gnolls there as they snarled at each other.
Ah, he knows a little bit of the snarl, doesn't he? Oh, that's very good. But I've heard from other gnolls that I've encountered that Ignans taste just right. A little bit of spice to their blood. Gnoll or Ignan, what a choice.
Try a taste. Feel the burn of the flame. Let it rise, and maybe I shall taste you as well.
What do you say to that, little gnoll?
Just, Foshka, just kill it already.
Strength, Reed.
Ugh!
Strength.
Ugh! I'm gonna swing my staff at it.
Go for it.
15.
Let's see. A 15 will hit, and that is where we'll start initiative.
I rolled a 1 on the damage.
Aww.
It's something.
Please, hi. Please, hi.
Bro, what the fuck is this?
Okay,
Your staff
18.
cracks across the side of its jaw, but the weight of it barely even moves, barely even registers. It simply lets out a cackle and a howl and a smile.
This is a rare sight. The rogue rolled the lowest in initiative.
Lowest initiative.
By a long shot.
Alright. It is close to our end time. Would you all be opposed to getting through one round of combat?
Oh yeah, I hate D&D.
Yeah.
I hate Flins.
I would love one round of combat.
At least one.
I'll do all the
least
rounds
one.
of combat.
I was gonna say, I can stick around. At least one.
You know.
Oh,
this
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Alright.
Why am I expecting be prepared?
Be prepared.
I loved this music as soon as I heard it.
Oh, it's already good.
Wow.
Alright.
The sound of Thursdays.
That is how it sounds, yes.
All the time.
Correct.
Day and night. There's no real sleep into her says. There's just falling
Oh, I'm
unconscious.
so glad most of us are in before all the
I did
enemies.
the wrong initiative. My bad. I put.
Oh, God damn it. Why am I like this? I'm so embarrassed for my character.
Reed, it's going to grip you by the chin, glance into your eyes, and there's a flash of energy in them. It's going to say, Let's see how deep your urge runs. I would like you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh god.
He's a druid.
Come on, this is my best save. This is my best save. 14?
There's something terrifying in this thing's eyes, some maddening presence of this Flynn that it's contagious. wraps against your mind. Your heart begins to beat faster. The urge inside you begins to swell, but just barely able to maintain
Oh my god.
Not strong enough. I'll beat it out of you. And it's going to make 2 attacks, one against each of you. With
Okay,
its flail. Against you, Foshker, that is going to be a 17 to hit.
that hits.
Roll me a 1d3.
Okay. Okay, roll 20 does not have a d3.
You can roll a d6, and then 1 to 2 is a 1, etc. Alright. One of the flails impacts your chest. There's a crunch of scales as pain wraps across your body. That is going to be 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And I would like you to roll a wisdom saving throw. You must use your reaction to make 1 melee against a random creature. Go ahead and roll a 1d2. 1 is the flint, 2 is reed.
Again, there is no 1d2. It only does d4.
Roll 1d6. Yeah, 1d4.
You can also
/R 1d2 will also work.
In roll 20?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. I did not know that.
Go for it. You luckily lash out, some brief madness comes across your mind, a flash of anger, and you reach out in retaliation. That is going to be an attack against the flint.
Okay, so I'm not enraged yet, so that's going to be a bite.
Correct.
That one.
Unfortunately will not hit.
Oh.
Against Reed is going to attack. That is going to be a 12 to hit.
Oh, that's not gonna hit.
Rebounds across your armor. You can see it settle into combat. Lorenz, you're up first.
Kill it, stay.
Okay, like before, Lorenz is gonna pop out from behind the rock, see this ugly ass, evil looking motherfucker.
And then sees the flint.
Spare no expense, guiding bolt.
Eleven unfortunately misses. You can see it begins to rapidly whip this 3-headed flail in the air, creating sort of a whirlwind of iron and steel and laughter, and it rebounds off one of these sort of heads to this 3-headed flail, and the shower of sparks, it does not impact them all.
Well, fuck. That's gonna be it for me.
Foshko, you're up.
Alright, getting smacked in the chest. And then failing to bite him. I would like to rage.
Go for it.
And as the flames inner fire builds and travels through just under the surface of the skin, I'm going to stare up at this motherfucker in the eyes. I told you I would taste you. And his jaw's kind of gonna like twist a bit as it opens wider than before. His fangs grow longer, and fire just spews out the back corner of his mouth as he goes to bite into this flint.
Go for it. 16 will hit.
So Foshkra has rabies.
It once again did not add the 2 fire damage for the rage.
Awesome. I will add that.
I don't know why.
You're just not
Have you
angry
selected
enough.
rage? Oh,
Perhaps you should delete and redo the rage buff.
good
Well,
work.
I did. But or we'll find out on the next one. Or do you want me to just roll just to see if that worked?
We can go. You can see, but let's see.
We'll
is that
count the
true?
first.
Yeah, we'll count the first.
Yeah, no, see, it doesn't. It still didn't add it.
We'll handle it after session.
Yeah.
Reed, you're up.
Oh, shoot. Okay, well, Moonbeam didn't really work out. The arm that's grabbing me, I'm gonna grab it and exhale, taint the air around it, and I will cast Hold Person.
Go for it.
So that is a Wisdom save against
That is a wisdom saving throw.
DC 14.
That is a failure.
Yes!
The Flynn, you can see, seizes up, muscles tensing, completely and perfectly still. Eyes still active.
Oh, with the body failing, what is left of you? Bonus action, apply Shillelagh, and that is going to be my turn.
Awesome. The Flynn is now paralyzed. I will add that concentration bar to your marker. Leora, you're up.
I would like to cast Bless again.
Go for it.
I'm going to cast it on Benton, Reed, and Foshkra.
Awesome.
I might have to move a little. I don't know.
I am blessed.
But then with a bonus action, I want to cast Healing Word on Foshkra.
Awesome. Let's see. We'll add
How do I
the
apply
blessed to
that?
the marker.
Okay. Plus 6. 1, 2, 3,
Alright.
4, 5, 6. That brings me back to max.
Yes.
Perfect. Muttering an incantation, some of Foshkra's wounds heal, and a blessed spell uttered through the air. Awesome. Is that your turn?
Yes, that is my turn.
Alrighty. Fenton, you're up.
I watch Lorenz as he shoots this bolt, and it misses just a bit. But I will call over and ask him, Lorenz, can you do that again?
You want me to do it again?
Will you be able to?
Yeah, just the once.
I will, playing on my lute, bless, or bardic inspiration, that is, Lorenz.
Alright.
And we are buffed up.
And I will kick off with my wings straight up 20 feet into the air and hit a shatter directly behind the flint.
Go for it.
I need a... it's Constitution again. Oh well. Constitution save from him.
Constitution, alright. That is going to be an 18.
He will save and take, oh, so sad, 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage still. This bustle-bound Gnoll is very sturdy, so despite being paralyzed,
Hopefully Shatter didn't do anything to the bridge.
I can see some of the stones upturned, and there's a groaning infrastructure, but the bridge seems intact. It's well maintained.
Okay.
It's not old and crumbled. It's a fairly popular trade route.
That is it for Fenton.
Alright. That one should be also 10. Alright. The Gnoll, this one you can see begins to climb up on this side of the ledge, aim a shot right at you, Fenton. Let's see how far you are. It's 95 feet. Let me see.
Plus the 20 for being
Plus
in the air.
Yep. I'm
Yeah,
checking
calculate some
something.
triangle math.
Yes,
A squared plus B squared.
only if it's relevant. They are wielding longbows, and they have a range of
150.
enough. Yes, enough. All right, it's going to shoot you with a longbow. There's going to be 17 to hit you, Fenton,
Yeah, that'll hit.
and that is going to deal 7 points of piercing damage.
Ow. Okay.
Let me see something. All right. It is going to mutter a spell right on you, Foshka. It's going to cast Hunter's Mark. Lets out a baying laugh and points towards you, muttering some Gnoll curse.
Okay.
Oh shit, he's talking about your mother.
All right. This one is going to do the same. It's going to move up here a little bit. And it is going to mutter a Hunter's Mark directly on you, Reed. And going to attack with its longbow. There's going to be 16 to hit,
Oh, yes, that hits.
which is going to deal 12 points of piercing damage.
Ow, that is all my symbiotic entity extra health gone in one hit.
Of which 5 is force if it matters.
It does not matter.
All right.
Do I need to roll a concentration
Concentration
check?
check, you do.
Okay, that's good.
Please stay. Please
You
stay.
have
Please stay.
bless as well. All right. Shane, you're up.
All right. Since it's paralyzed, does that mean like advantage on it, or is it just?
You do have advantage, and any melee attack is automatically a critical hit.
Mm. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Jane is going to go with a psychic blade.
Go for it.
Right in the gut.
Advantage in it's
Automatically critical hit, yes. You have to hit though first, which is
Well, I don't think automatic critical hit even matters.
all right.
So
Go
do we
ahead
get?
and roll.
Can we get just like a triple crit here?
Yes. Go ahead and roll lots of. Oh wow.
That's some shit damage.
Hey, still a lot. That is. Let me see.
Bonus action?
16 points of damage. Nice.
Real quick, my attack, did it beat the Gnoll's AC by 5 or more?
What was the roll?
I have to scroll back up for it. 16.
No.
Okay.
All right. 26 absolutely hits.
So he's paralyzed and Jane has the mobile feat. Shane's gonna go 5, 10, 15. Yeah, that's 20. Yes, that's 40. And he'll do his bonus action to dash and then so that way he can come all the way back around the rock.
Gotcha.
Just a love tap.
Won't be able to hide, but he'll at least be behind the rock.
Awesome.
The rock of safety.
All right.
I'm safe with my rock.
So
That is
at
the
the
end
end
of
of
this
its
round.
turn, it does get to make the save.
All right, and that is where we will end the session. Unless we roll.
Oh,
It succeeds on the hold person.
Damn it!
oh no!
Oh! I was so close to landing an auto
It's
crit.
everywhere!
I was
keep
so
going?
close to landing an auto crit inflict
Unfortunately, I
wounds.
do have to head to sleep soon,
Oh.
but we will pick it up on Saturday.
Saturday.
But that's like 2 whole days away. How will
I
we
know.
survive?
I know. Good luck. Do your best. It'll be okay. We'll be
Oh,
fine.
I'm gonna need a cope.
I'll kill the Flindon sending. Don't worry.
Oh,
I sincerely hope you enjoyed. I had a fun time. We will pick it up Saturday with continued combat, but I'm hoping you're
hopefully,
enjoying. All right.
Yeah,
hopefully
Hopefully
without
the
roll
difficulty,
20.
is somewhat reasonable, but yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the game as always, and see you around.
A damn
Thank you,
Flint.
Rab.
Yes,
Oh.
thank you.
Finally.